Ghana has joined the rest of the world to celebrate Press Freedom Day. Various activities will be carried out to mark the day and also assess the progress of the press freedom in the country. In the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, more than 2,000 journalists, politicians, representatives of civil society organizations, academia, and the judiciary have gathered for the celebration of this year's World Freedom Day. The three-day event is providing the platform to discuss challenges faced by the media in the elections. They are also examining the safety of journalists, how to effectively tackle fake news, and the critical role the media could play to help restore peace.
The DJ welcomes wholeheartedly government's planned intervention on safety mechanisms for journalists. The timing is perfect and the response concrete. Without wrestling with doubts, we hope and pray that this intervention will take off as planned. We also embrace government's capacity building initiative for journalists. The point can hardly be articulated that the capacity of journalists is fundamental to the ability to perform satisfactorily. The DJ will complement these initiatives with ethical training programs to be supported by MTN to help cure the cancerous spread of ethical bankruptcy and professional mediocrity in sections of the media.
Ghana has lost its status as Africa's best ranked country, dropping from the previously held rank of 23 in 2018 to 27 in 2019. Currently, Namibia is the best ranked country in Africa. We have to reverse altogether the decline. However, it's not all gloomy. The Right to Information Bill was passed by Parliament, and we expect the next sequence of activities for this essential law to be operationally implemented. UNESCO, the custodian of the Sustainable Development Goal number 16, target 10, which calls for public access to information, will assist the Minister of Information to train information officers on the law. Our upcoming task is to work with the government, GJA, National Media Commission, and civil society organizations to put in place national monitoring mechanism for the safety of journalists.
World Freedom Day is held every year to celebrate the fundamental principles of press freedom, evaluate press freedom around the world. The 2019 World Freedom Day is themed Media for Democracy, Journalism, and Elections in Times of Disinformation.
For the benefit of the World Diplomatic Organization. So help me God.
A 16-member committee of volunteers have been sworn into office by UN Youth Ghana at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration to oversee the planning and execution of the 2019 World Diplomatic Summit, scheduled to be held at the Accra International Conference Center in August. The World Diplomatic Summit is an annual diplomatic event on peace, diplomacy, leadership, and governance.
The summit will convene a large number of these categories of people and other international stakeholding organizations, which will dialogue, develop network, and inspire to achieve regional and global goals towards the solution of the Sustainable Development Goals through health, education, gender, and social interventions, etc. This year's event will include important program additions, including afternoon workshops and diplomatic discussion sessions.
The 2019 World Diplomatic Summit will bring together over 1,000 world leaders, diplomats, policymakers, government officials, global investors, entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. The mandate of the 16-member team will be to revitalize and support existing institutions to help build a peaceful world through diplomacy and humanitarian services. Speaking at the induction ceremony, the country head of UN Youth Ghana, John Vinzel, said participants of the summit are expected to dialogue, develop networks, and inspire to achieve regional and global goals towards the solution of SDGs through health, education, gender, and social interventions.
Our mission is to engage global leaders and governments to provide strategic solutions to the most pressing issues facing the world and to create ideas that will improve the state of the world. Our vision is to revitalize and support existing institutions globally, transform lives and improve the state of the world through strategic solutions that will help building upon the legacies of our predecessors, creating a better world of hope for all mankind.
Diplomatic Affairs own host Harriet Nati and Metro TV News anchor Lily Mohammed will serve on the committee as directors of Diplomatic Affairs and of Media Diplomacy, Peace and Mediation respectively.
For me to be given the opportunity to be a part of this prestigious organization, diplomatic organization, I think, like he rightly stated earlier on, we are all diplomats. Conflicts start from our homes, individual homes. We have siblings, we live with our parents, we have people that we engage every day. You are not an island. So again, you cannot live all by yourself. In your day-to-day engagement, you are doing so with other people. And the only way we can all survive from our homes to our offices and to other places is by knowing how best we can communicate with each other. Some of the issues, yes, can be very, very sensitive, but at the end of the day, it takes someone who has the skills to know how to handle an issue, to be able to maintain peace.
Albert Okwe, son of Ghana's Speaker of Parliament, will be the special advisor to the committee. The event, slated for August this year, will be graced by Ghana's President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and other international dignitaries. Ghana's compliance with international maritime regulations has earned her the safest maritime regime in West Africa by the Danish Maritime Authority. This was made known when the Danish Maritime Authority signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with the Ghana Maritime Authority (GMA). The move would provide capacity building support to the new Tema Port Terminal and strengthen the bond between the two seafaring nations. The Memorandum of Understanding marks the second phase of the maritime collaboration between Ghana and Denmark to enhance e-navigation in Ghana and support implementation of international maritime regulations. Speaking at the ceremony, Andreas Nordset, the Director General of Danish Maritime Authority, said a total of 4 tugboats captains from Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority will improve their qualification using simulators which are able to resemble the new Tema Port Terminal and much bigger ships calling ports there.
We are introducing the use of what we call e-navigation. We have already introduced that in the past 3 years, but now we're taking it a step further, where we're using information technology to get a much better surveillance picture. You get data in, so you have a broad picture, on what's going on in your waters, and we hope very much to get further on that. That's something that both Ghana will gain from, but also Denmark, since we are developing it together. We gain experiences from both areas, and that helps us. So that's a very concrete thing that we're going to work with.
Thomas Kofi Alonso is the Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority.
The two countries stand to benefit in terms of this cooperation. The technical team from the Ghanaian side are ready to continue with this partnership, and we look forward to sharing and collaborating with our counterparts from Denmark and ensuring that as far as the maritime industry is concerned, we make it very safe for both countries.
The Danish ambassador to Ghana lauded the continuous partnership between his country and Ghana, stressing that they will further enhance collaboration to further provide capacity building support to the new Tema Port Terminal.
It's still possible to further expand this app and provide further services. We also want to include the Lake Volta and provide services for the seafaring traffic on Lake Volta, which is not really well captured on the current platform. So we've already moved very far with the activities taking place during the first phase, but it's a wish from the Ghana Maritime Authority, and we share it, that we are further developing the technology so that it's also covering the lake and the river transport.
The Transport Minister, Kweku Ofori Esiama, in his statement said over 80% of the maritime business was handled by multinational companies, adding that the collaboration would help strengthen the sector for effectiveness and efficiency.
We need to come together because the marine waters belong to our authorities. It is true. But like I've always been telling that about 80% of the business being done on the marine, we do not control them. It comes from us. And I think it's important that on the basis of that, we all come together and see how we can protect the industry.
Ghana and Denmark have committed to maritime cooperation until 2021. India High Commissioner to Ghana, Birender Singh Yadav, has urged beneficiaries of the India Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, to be goodwill ambassadors of the Asian country. According to him, the beneficiaries should work as the goodwill ambassadors of India for the extended period they have been in India to learn the Indian traditions, festival and systems. The Indian envoy noted that the Indian government, through its educational training and research institutions, had provided technical assistance worth billions of dollars to Ghana and other developing countries. The High Commissioner made this known at this year's Indian Council for Cultural Relations ICCR Foundation Day right here in Accra.
Through our scholarship, we are empowering you. We are providing you with the tools necessary to make advances in your life. And it would be not fair on your part to expect that government or India also create employment opportunities or set up business facilities for you and make everything readily available. And I think that is not the objective of the Indian scholarships which Government of India provides. I think the idea is to empower you, to tool you with the right skills, attitude and aptitude so that you can excel in whatever profession or field you are pursuing.
Leading the government delegation was Dr. Ziblim Idi, Deputy Tourism Minister, who expressed his appreciation to the Indian government for the numerous projects it is embarking on in the country and called for more support for the achievement of a Ghana Beyond Aid agenda.
When they go out there, they don't only come back with knowledge in whatever field that they study in, but they also come back with the values of strong and determined people, a people who have been resilient since independence and committed to the growth and development of their country and have looked outside of their vulnerabilities and disadvantages to continue to grow and support the citizens of this great country. It is not easy for any government to find jobs for 1.3 billion people, but most importantly, it is very easy for people who live in places like India to take things for granted. And I think that since independence, the cultural values that India has developed and grown has kept the country together, and it has helped their governments to grow and develop to the benefit of its people.
India continues to host thousands of students from 160 countries in its educational and research institutions, with many of them participating in the ICCR scholarship programs. The first ever speed cubing competition has been held at the Al Rayyan International School in East Legon, Accra. The maiden event was put together by EduLearn Ghana in partnership with the World Cube Association (WCA) and with support from the Hungarian Embassy in Ghana. Dubbed Ghana's first ever Speed Cubing competition, the one-day fun-packed sports event brought together 65 cubers from 13 different nationalities and 10 schools who took home various prizes. Speaking in an interview with Diplomatic Affairs, the Hungarian ambassador to Ghana talks about the significance of cubing.
This is the official cubic cube competition, internationally recognized here in Ghana. And I think they are organizing every year or every second year, and I saw kids. They are doing extremely fine. They can solve it within 20 seconds. Professionally organized with judges. They have the proper metering. Fantastic event.
The participants competed in 4 different events: 3x3, 2x2, Scooby, and pyramids. The best of 5 average was taken as the final score. At the end of the contest, Master Krishang Agawal, a pupil of the Roman Ridge School, emerged victorious after winning 3 categories of the Scooby, 2x2x2 cube and 3x3x3 cube, with Shreya Basak winning the ultimate prize in the pyramids category.
Looking at Ghana and how speed cubing has come here, I think they are good. And then speed cubing is my hobby. I got to know it from a friend of mine, my really good friend. And he basically inspired me to learn how to solve the cube, and over time it became my passion.
I've been super impressed with the organization. I've been super impressed with the discipline, the skill, what the kids exhibited today is something really inspiring for me. And I feel they've developed all these skills and that discipline, and they've been empowered to do something really, the Rubik Cube is called the magic cube, and what I saw today is very much magic happening. And you find little kids as young as 7 and 8 years old doing, fully committed, fully engaged to solving it. So it was really, as I said, quite inspiring for us.
World Cube Association delegate for Africa, Philip Viralio, and the director of the RAN International School, Dr. Fatima Odeimat, were overwhelmed with the level of participation at the event.
It went great, actually. We did not have any major issues, and everyone seems to be happy, so it's very nice.
Pooja Gukaldas is the organizer of Speed Cubing in Ghana.
Speed Cubing Ghana is here to stay. It is something that we want to do for the Ghanaians and for we plan to have it every 6 months, the competition. We would like to encourage, of course, a lot of schools to encourage children to solve Rubik's Cubes so that they can come and participate in our competition.
Speed cubing is a sport involving solving a variety of twisty puzzles, the most famous being the 3x3x3 puzzle or Rubik's Cube, as quickly as possible. The Rubik's Cube was invented in 1974 by Hungarian professor of architecture Eno Rubik. In a related development, the Hungarian embassy in Ghana has launched its annual cultural festival in Ghana to promote better understanding between the citizens of Ghana and Hungary for enhanced socio-economic partnerships. The opening ceremony witnessed performances from the Corpus Quartet, Nat Orchestra, and Irie Mafia, featuring Senat Dagadu, Walasi, among others, in the promotion of Hungarian sweet delicacies.
This year we brought 30 people from Hungary, 30 musicians. So I think it's a big deal because it's all financed by the Hungarian government. Of course, we have some sponsors, Koala Club, but bringing all these guys from Hungary, I think it's a big deal.
According to the ambassador of Hungary to Ghana, Andrea Zasbo, the Hungarian festival would not only offer opportunities for the cultural exchange, but to advance the economic aspirations of artists in both countries. He stressed on the need to promote cultural diplomacy as a tool to bring people and cultures together to create a friendly business environment.